We're on record. Sandy, it's yours.
Hey everyone, welcome. Really excited for the Heat Team call tonight. I am Sandy Tabola, one of the National Marketing Directors of the Heat Team. And I love that in August, the monthly themes is actually turn up the heat. So all of our headers and different things say, turn up the heat. So, and that's what we're all about. I know, I just saw that today. That's what we are all about tonight. And with these calls is to turn up the heat. And so we have a great lineup for you tonight, both of the leaders of the Monday Mastery Call. That's what this is all about tonight. Everything Monday Mastery, everything you'd want to know about it, everything to get you involved. And we'll have the leaders of the calls sharing tonight, and also some graduates that actually have gotten their promotions and are so grateful to the calls for helping them. So can't wait to bring them on. And I want to say thank you so much to Nikki, because this is her brainchild, and then brainstorming with some of the NMDs. She's going to share, but for years, I don't know if she will tell you this, for years she has been doing skill building calls, and that is her heart, is to equip and empower all of our team and to become leaders, right? And so anyway, Nikki, I'm going to let you explain for a couple minutes on the Monday Mastery Calls.
This is going to be really short. I have to be very clear. This was definitely not my brainchild. So I was really excited at the last retreat, the spring retreat that we did in Phoenix. I was hearing the buzz about these calls that people were doing. And I heard a little here and a little here. So I took it on to interview about 5 or 6 other NMDs saying, what are you guys doing that's really working for you? Hang on.
Nikki, just a sec. I want, if everyone can mute yourself, that will be really helpful. Okay, go ahead, Nikki.
I was just going to do that. Hang on one second. Let me mute all, which means
okay. That's probably best.
And then you'll have to unmute yourself, Sandy. So I went around, it was at breakfast time, and I interviewed about 4 or 5 different NMDs, and I said, I'm hearing about these calls. Can you tell me more? And the more I heard about them, the more I thought, the one thing, I may not always be the best creator, but man, I treasure the fact that I love being a good student. And if I'm hearing things that are working from other teams, I know I want to bring them back to you guys, and I know we want to install them. So at the same exact time that I was talking to, I believe, Ali Schneider, Michael and Mariah were talking to Ali Schneider. They were texting. And they were learning the same thing while they were at home that I was learning while I was in Phoenix. And so the whole thing, I thought, okay, we're going to do this. And I reached out to those people that I thought would be the best people to lead each call. So I thought Michael and Mariah had a lot of great results with new fast tracking VFs. So I asked them, and they, of course, asked Michelle Grensing to partner with them. And then Lenora Bayless has always talked about qualifying your business. That's the number one thing we have to teach everybody. So I got in touch with Lenora. Actually, I'm sorry, Sandy, I think you were working with Michael and Mariah. And then Sandy and then Lenora and Michelle are doing the qualifying. And I called Lisa, who's always harping on, how do we fast track everybody? How do we get people to sales coordinator? How do we get to move on? So it really was a combination of me asking people and everybody going, yes, everybody being open, and everybody being ready and willing. So it was really about, what I heard and knowing that it would be good for our team. So I can't take credit for it, but I'm so appreciative that everybody jumped on board and heard really clearly what I got to see, and it just evolved. So I'm thanking everybody for helping this evolve.
Yes. Thank you so much, Nikki. And I agree. I love these calls because I always want to help my team members, be equipped and empowered. And this is just such a great way to do it. And not only that, but they're in with their peers. So first of all, I want to see a show of hands of everyone who's participating. So if you can come on camera, if you can, and just raise your hand if you are participating in the calls. Awesome. I love it. Well, for those of you who aren't too familiar, you're going to be by the end of the night. There are 3 calls. They're done at the same time on Monday evening. And I'll just say in Pacific time, it's from 6 to 6:30, and we have the Start Strong call, which helps our newbies or people that are resetting to fast track to 2,000 plus. Then we have the fast track to qualifying call, and then we have the fast track to sales coordinator and beyond. So the leaders are going to be sharing about those calls. If you have questions, if you want to put them in the chat, just type them out in the chat. We will try and make sure everyone's questions get answered. And then if you are loving the calls and you're not one of the ones that have graduated and sharing, at the end, if we have time, would love to have you pitch in as well. So I'm going to get started. I don't see Mariah. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the very first call. And this is near and dear to my heart because I remember in the beginning the fear that I had at actually jumping in. And I started really slow. Had I had a call like we have for the Start Strong, I might have started faster right away, or at least tiptoed into a call and heard the heart of the peers, the people that are doing it, and then also of the leaders, and it might have given me more courage. And that's really what we're all about, is encouraging and giving power to our new people and our people to help them start strong. And what we work on in this call is a balance between helping them build their belief in themselves, in their vision, in our company, their mindset, and their why, and then balance that with the nuts and bolts and give them some really good steps and things to be working on. And for those of you who are team leaders or you're sponsoring people, our goal is to reinforce what you are teaching them and be on the same page as you. So there won't be anything weird they're hearing. And we go by the freedomrevolution.com. That's the mainstay of our nuts and bolts that we are sharing with them. And we just encourage them and help them to write their vision, get their vision going, just following the different steps in the Freedom Revolution, write their list, their memory jogger, and then share both of those, their vision, their list with their team leaders, and then do their brainstorming and setting their game plan. And then we also help them, encourage them to draft their stories, and then also the events. And we really encourage some of the events that I know that you're all hearing about and in favor of, like our Take Healthy Back calls, the Freedom Revolution. We encourage them to talk to you, their team leader, about doing a Freedom Revolution launch call and really kicking off their business, because those two are so successful, and then plugging into events and so forth on the Freedom Revolution. That is really our heart. I love that I get to partner with Mariah and Michael, and they do such a good job, and it's really kind of organic, where depending who we have on the call and doing coaching and that type of thing, but I love it. So I'm going to call on Erin to share. She is one of our graduates. Oh, I was going to say, our funnest thing, the most fun thing we get to do is celebrate and have the person who got their promotion share the tools that, what really has helped them and what they're, implementing. And then we get to boot them off the call on to the next one. So Erin is now part of the Fast Track to Qualifying call and graduated from the Start Strong call. So Erin, would love for you to share how it helped you.
For sure. Thanks, Sandy. So I took notes so I wouldn't get too distracted, and I hope I don't take up too much time. But one of the greatest things that I kind of boldly started doing once I got into the call was to actually do a tech splits. I'm sure there are plenty of people on this call that have done 100 tech splits, and it's no big deal to them. But when you're brand new or maybe new-ish, I don't know, it can be kind of scary. And so Mariah and Sandy helped us with scripts, with different ideas on what we could do, and we always did a little bit of work on the call. And that really helped me to be focused and to reach out to people that I might not have otherwise thought about. Sorry, I'm walking. So I also really appreciated being grouped up with people that were at the same level as me. Again, it's about being courageous and brave, but being surrounded by other people that are at your same step. You know, you have not like a competition. You know, I certainly don't want to beat out somebody, but it is a friendly, healthy competition, right? We all want to jump to that next step. So that was really great. Also, the reminder to have events. I've had or hosted or put on my calendar 3 events since starting that call, and they've done really great for my business. Just one time I drove 8 hours to Austin, and that, you know, was only $25 to go to the event. I brought my mom and a friend, and they're both going to order. So even if you have to stretch your leg out of your comfort zone, it's a really great call to be involved with.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. We do end each call with a text blitz. Okay, Anna Jorgensen, are you there? She was on. Okay, we will come back to Anna.
I think I saw her. Let me just check one other place. She is on. Anna, so unmute yourself. Either do it *6 on your phone or, because I see that you're on, or on your computer. There you are. Wait, I'll unmute you. Oh, for some reason I'm.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, she's there.
Sorry, my phone is so slow. I'm like trying to get the pin and trying to get to it because I'm just listening to it and it's so slow. Sorry.
That's okay. We have about a minute for you to share how the calls have helped you, start strong.
Okay. So in the areas is that I was always knowing where I was at and what I needed to do. And any questions that I had regarding or what level I was and how to get to the next level were answered on those questions. And I feel like that really helped me to move forward fast. I mean, it's just, if you're not on it, how are you going to know what you need to do and where you're at? There's just no better place for you to know and answer any of your questions that you have than the specific call for where you're at.
Awesome. And Anna, as you bring on team members, do you feel confident in being able to sponsor them now and bring them on to the calls as well?
Of course, yes. It's a great place. I don't have to answer all their questions. You know, if they can just get on the call and that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so next is Michelle Grenzing. She and Lenora sponsor or lead the Fast Track to Qualifying call. Hey, Michelle.
Hey, everyone. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be doing this call because I think that this whole plan is so brilliant. So thank you already for you two who shared. That was fantastic. So qualifying, I started this business over 10 years ago, and Sandy would talk about qualifying, and I kind of tune out. I'm not a numbers person or a technical, motivated, detail-oriented person. So we are having a lot of fun, but we are covering the technical aspects of the qualifying because you guys, another state, I'm on vacation, and I was thinking, if you do not understand qualifying, it would be like me walking around this restaurant. I'll just scan, I'm sitting out anyway, and just laying money on the table for people to take. Here you go. I don't need this. I'm just going to leave this money on the table. Because if you're not qualifying your business, that's what you're doing. You're leaving money on the table. So anyway, it's been fantastic. I've been so proud of the whole Heat-wide team of how many people have been showing up. Honestly, we win. We should be the largest group because we're right in the middle. We should always be large. We should always have the most people. So you guys be confident, be excited about being on this call, about teaching your team to be on this call, because it's super important. And I'm not going to keep talking because we have 2 people who have graduated. And how about Jacqueline? Would you come on and share first? And then we're going to have Joni. All right, everyone listen. Come on, Jacqueline. Jacqueline Tusher. I don't know how you say her last name. You see her, Sandy?
There we
Yeah,
go.
I see her. There, now she unmuted me.
Okay, thank you. So I just wanted to quickly share a few of my takeaways from Lenora and Michelle's awesome calls that were so helpful to me in qualifying my business. First of all, every week we were accountable with homework, and the homework was really helpful to learn, but it also was like, okay, light that fire under my bum and make sure I get this done before the next call. One example of the homework is starting conversations with 5 people that you didn't previously know over the next week, right? That's something we could all do. Next was great ideas for connecting with prospects, you know, events, conversations, just ideas and ways to get that going in our heads. And lastly, the coaching regarding the numbers. Great education for the numbers part of our business, which is such an important piece. And my favorite thing that we did was learning to pull genealogy report, the PVC genealogy report, and then adding up the points to see where we.
Amazing. I have to say that first. One thing Jacqueline didn't say, yes, the homework thing was amazing. It didn't let you get lazy when you left the team call. You know, Wednesday comes, you forget everything. I loved the getting to the heart of your why. They had us go on, and everyone has their why. We all know our why. Those of you who've been in a long time, you've changed your whys, I'm sure. But it was really neat because you took it from maybe, oh, I want to make more money, and you took it down to, well, okay, maybe I want my husband to stop working, and then, well, why? Well, because I want my husband and I to spend time together. So that one kind of got me choked up because it really made you think. And so, like I said, I have so many things to say, but one thing I wanted to say was, when you first start, you hear about this 1,000 number, and it's just in the back of your head, and it's like a dark end of the tunnel. And this kind of gave a light at the end of that tunnel, because to me, 24 trios is a lot of work. And unless you have an amazing party and you get 24 people, that's a lot of work, especially if a couple dropped off and you start over. So it kind of taught you, well, what does that mean? And it gave us something to look forward to. And the little sticky note form is one that I'm old fashioned. I like paper still. And I would fill out this little form, and I just, they taught us some useful skills, especially somebody old-fashioned like me. You go on, there's reports, there's, all kinds of things to use. And of course, I'm learning from the best. Lisa also teaches us everything amazing, is so on hands with us. But there's always something new you can learn from somebody else. And I loved my peers because we're all in it together. And I didn't have somebody that was 20 steps above me, and I just was kind of quietly in the background. So I would raise my hand because I felt comfortable enough in my little group. And I just recommended, even if you already are 1,000 club, you want to be able to really, your, teammates or your people below you maybe, how to do it properly from the beginning, because you might have old bad habits. So thank you again so much. And thank you. I'm honored to have gotten to speak. Hopefully I didn't talk too much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joni and Jacqueline and Michelle. That was awesome. So our next one, moving on, when someone are qualified, then they get to move on. They're celebrated and they move on to fast track to sales coordinator and beyond. And I'm going to have Nikki and Lisa then come on and share. Nikki?
Mute. So I'm going to start, and then Lisa, I'm going to turn over to you. And what I love about being on the sales coordinator call, and you said it earlier, Michelle, when you're talking about leaving money on the table, the sales coordinator position is the highest commission level there is. So even as national marketing director, we still get paid the same as a sales coordinator. By the time you've fast-tracked or you've reached your sales coordinator position, you've done everything that you need to do to get to national marketing director. You just need to do more of it, and you need to do more of it consistently. So it's a really great ground. It's a really fertile ground for you to be able to move on into our leadership positions. And one of the things that we do is we have our call is very interactive. I learn from our people, I think, as much as they learn from us in terms of sharing their wins, in terms of sharing how they do things. So I'm going to call on Missy, who's actually in my square. She's right below me. Hi, Missy. So I'm looking like down like that. You're right below me on the chat. I don't know where I am on yours. So Missy, would you share a little bit about what the call has done for you, and maybe what it's like to be with your peers on a call like this, and anything that you think is important that would encourage somebody else to move on and get on these calls?
Yeah, sure, Nikki. So I actually, being on the Fast Track to Sales Coordinator call, I think one of the coolest things for me is that, we all have our upline and we kind of stay in our little pockets of whoever's in our upline. And when you get on these calls, it's like the whole broad team. And so we get to interact with all of these people who we don't normally interact with, even on a lot of our kind of usual calls. So there's so much learning that happens, like Nikki said, from everybody on the calls. It's not just the leaders. But again, really diving into the numbers and how to understand the structure and what you need and why the structure should look a certain way. Because, and it's one of those things that we have to hear over and over and over and over again. And then all of a sudden you go, oh, I get it. Got it. So I love the call for that, and kind of coming at it from all directions in terms of, not just understanding the numbers and understanding the structure, but understanding different things that we need to do to get there and how to support our team in doing it. And it's just for me, it was a really helpful call. I moved on pretty quickly, which is awesome and was really exciting. But what I also loved is that we talked about things like books that are motivating us. And, Lisa said something once that would just really clicked in my head, which was, when you're going to start a conversation with somebody, really look at your intention. And are you starting the conversation because you want to be their buddy, or are you starting the conversation because you want to talk about Juice Plus? And let's get to the heart of the matter. And that has really changed how I approach people, because I'm looking at kind of, okay, what do I really want from this conversation? And it's, all these little things like that in the training that were so helpful to me, really quite helpful. And I'm still using them. I'm still using them as I'm going for SSC. Woo!
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Missy. I'm going to turn it over to you, Lisa, and you can tell us a little bit from your perspective and introduce your winner.
All right. Awesome, you guys. Gosh, this call has been so inspiring to me, and I'm so excited to hear what value this is bringing to everyone in everyone's business. And I really believe two things. I believe it takes a village to raise up a national marketing director or any successful Juice Plus representative. Even if NMD is not your goal, that is way okay. You want to be in this marketing plan. I do believe it takes a village. And so we are your village. And I'm so excited and just thrilled that, my team gets to meet so many different representatives from the Heat team, and we all learn from each other. And so that's number one. And number two, I really believe that being and staying coachable throughout your journey in this business is truly the number one thing that separates people who really are successful and then people who get stuck. And I just really want to applaud all of you that show up every single week on these calls, because you're coachable, you're doing the action steps, and no matter how long it takes, everybody's in this journey. It's not a race at all, but you will move forward and you will get to your next step. And as I introduce Sue, I also want to add that for any of the leaders that are, listening to this call and you're encouraging your people to come on, I really encourage you guys to come on. I mean, I learn things every week from all of you guys on the Fast Track to Sales Coordinator call. And of course, Nikki, her wisdom, it to learn, and I took a whole page of notes, and I really encourage everyone, if you're a senior sales coordinator, if you're a QNMD, jump around, maybe get plugged into the qualifying your business call, and then maybe the next week go on to the fast track to sales coordinator call, because we can all learn as we grow. It doesn't matter what level we're at. So I would like to introduce Sue Kissel, who is in my organization underneath Donna Wish. She's in Colorado. And Sue has been so consistent, and I'm so proud of Sue. She works a very, very demanding 80-plus hour a job week, caring for her husband, who's had an enormous year of health challenges and is actually on the road traveling right now. She was on last week's call, and she's on this week's call. And Sue, I've seen you grow so much since Phoenix, and not just in your results, but as a person. So if you could just share for a few minutes what this call has been doing for you, that would be great as we wrap it up.
Thank you, Lisa. Hey, everybody. Lisa, you're too kind with your words, but I appreciate the support that I get from everybody on these calls, because, there's been some real struggles, and like you said, in my life since February, and I got really frustrated at a couple points. And these mastery calls have just really been inspirational and motivational, to the point where I've actually signed 3 new reps in the last few months. I've promoted 1 to their HLP, 1 to the VF, and I've got 2 more that are getting ready to be promoted. And I'm just really working hard on making sure that I'm building my team. And the other thing that I'm working really hard on is I have a lot of conversations in my head with myself, but I don't ever actually have them with other people. So when I'm out, like at the airport, I've been traveling quite a bit lately, and at the airport, I'm striking up conversations. In the restaurants, with my hairdresser, like everywhere I go now, the grocery store, I'm getting better at striking up conversations, and I'm learning tidbits, like Nikki last night. I was talking about something that I was doing, and she's like, well, try this instead. And so today I actually did that, and because I'm not really good at getting contact information. And so today I used what Nikki taught me last night, and I got 3 contact information, and I have 1 person who said they're going to place an order tonight. So these calls are working for me, and I know they're working for other people. So, plug into them, get your team into them, and just be there every week. I've missed 1 call, and, but other than that, last night I was going on like 15 hours of sleep since Friday, and I was still there taking notes, because I know how inspirational they are, and they just keep me going. So, plug in, guys, because they work.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sue. Nikki, Lisa, anything else? Okay, great. Thank you so much, everyone. Sue and Missy and everyone that has shared. 2 things come to mind, and then I'm going to close this. Relationships. Relationships are everything, and that's what we're building on this, and then duplication. These calls are such a great way, not only, to help you grow your business, but also to help you then turn around and duplicate yourself and build other team members and team leaders. So I just love them. I'm very excited, and I really believe we're going to record. This is recorded, and so you'll be able to pass this on. I believe our calls next Monday are going to be even fuller and more passionate and excited. So I think I'm just looking at the chat to see if there's anything else. Okay, great. Nikki, any other words for the good of the order?
No, I think we're great. I just want to congratulate all of you that have been on the calls. I really want to encourage you, Sandy. You said exactly the right stuff for tonight. If you're not on the calls, get on the calls. This is, what Chris always says, and we do too. It's not what works in your business that makes your business grow. It's what duplicates. And these calls are so incredibly duplicatable. Somebody earlier, I can't remember who it said, if you don't know the answer, Anna Jorgensen. You said, I don't have to worry about knowing anything. Just get on these calls. You'll get your questions answered. So I love the Monday Mastery, and they're called Mastery for a reason. Because we're going to help you master each of your positions to help you get to the top.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for being on, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the Mastery calls.
You're all unmuted.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you.
Awesome call.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.